Hello, Judy from Thistledew Creations here. I just heard the lawnmower start back up, so I thought I would bring you along on what I'm doing here, making some more autumn themed ATCs. I did this one a couple weeks ago maybe now and set aside the supplies to make more. So I just made this one. It's still squishy. It's pretty much the exact same, only it doesn't look exactly the same because the fabric background is a little bit different and the leaves are a little bit brighter on this one. So, you know, same elements, but never two exactly the same. And then this one I've got laid out to make. This one I just did as well. So it's similar, but it has the pumpkin added, similar to those two. And now I'm doing, had this one laid out to do. Where'd it go? I need my leaf element. So there is my leaf element. I had one facing the right way, but anyway, that goes there and then this goes here. And that one's fairly simple, not a lot of elements. I already had the backgrounds done. And these are done on like a green patterned cardstock and then a bit of upholstery fabric in the back. So these are nice and textural for fall. Kind of like that sweater weather feeling with the fabric in the background, because it's not just rough canvas, it's a bit more plush. So it feels kind of like I say, like sweater weather vibe. And then this little bit of plaid done in the green and the red and the yellow is the center out of some wired ribbon that I've torn away from the wire. I showed you that in another video, but if I need any more of it, I'll show it to you again. I think I have the pieces I need here. So I'm not sure if these are done. I don't have many little words or saying for fall, but I might just do some it's fall y'all or happy fall y'all or something like that and put it up in the corner because there is room for something like that on these. And though these are kind of similar, I've got a little snippet of that same fabric, but I've got 2 leaves and a piece of lace on that one. So I could always add more. I don't know that it needs it though. I think the simplicity of these is pretty good. So I'm gonna do another one here that's pretty much the same, only this is a different color background. So that's the difference. A burgundy, same type of fabric, but burgundy. Of course, these are from the fabric, upholstery fabric samples that I got for free from a local fabric upholstery shop, Restwell Upholstery, not local, but a half an hour away from me, Peterborough, Ontario. I like to give them a little plug whenever I can. They do awesome furniture refinishing and upholstery. And I have a cousin-in-law that works there. She initially alerted me that there was a bunch there. There was way more available than I could take, and I guess there was some other groups and individuals that also pick them up. So I just took the ones that I knew I would likely use. And I kind of showed her what patterns to watch for me. Like she knows I like leopard print, and she knows I like ticking stripe and gingham, and plushes are good, and these textures are good because they make good backgrounds. So, and I took them up some like thank yous. I took them some bookmarks, and I made little notebooks and other ephemera with them. They're on my upholstery fabric playlist if you want to check out some of the projects that I've made. And I took up some samples to give to the girls that work in the shop, not just my cousin-in-law, but I took a bunch just to share. And they thought it was neat. I've seen other people make things out of them. Usually people want to make purses. She said a lot of people start off wanting to make quilts and then they realize it's really not great fabric for that. And I kind of knew that going in. with them having the paper on the back, it's really not that easy to get the paper off. And even when you do, some of the fabrics are quite limp when you get the paper off, but some of the other ones are still quite stiff. So they don't make great quilt candidates. But purses or tote bags, they make great tote bags. And you know, this winter I may do some of that. If I find a place that I can set up my sewing machine, I may do a day of matching up good colors that will work for tote bags and making a few of them. I've done that before. Actually, I've made quilts before too with upholstery samples. Ooh, that's letting the glue come through way too much. That damp cloth. I'm just gonna mop it up a bit here. It'll be clear when it dries, but... And then I'm just gonna put a pumpkin. I think I'll put the pumpkin with the leaf going the same way here. Got people messaging me on Messenger. I requested a couple of ATC trades today. And I packaged up a couple packages for Happy Mail for people. So they're probably thanking me and stuff. I haven't posted any ATCs that I want to trade. I usually have just been responding to people's posts, but I mean, I have listed them before, but I haven't lately. Because I find that when you do, sometimes, well, one time it took over my whole entire evening, just talking to people that I wanted to trade with. I was on my device all evening, which isn't a horrible thing, but it was time-consuming thing. So I just sort of do them when I see one that I really like. I try to request a trade. It's not a money-making thing, right? It's just for fun. So I'd rather spend my time making posts that will help my channel more. The ATC people aren't necessarily interested in watching my YouTube channel. Some of them might be, if they do the collage work. I'm not a painter. I do some painting, but I'm not that good at it. And I'm not being modest. I really am not that good at it. The kinds of things that I have done that are really nice are like dot painting and stencil art, which I have some that I really, really love that I've done in that medium. But to paint a picture of a scene or a flower or anything like that, I'm not really that good. Okay, let's see here. I don't know. Yeah, I had the pom-pom. I'm gonna keep these ones all similar because then I can present them as a series and even number them. I haven't really started to number my ATCs yet. So if I make, you know, 4 or more the same, I'm gonna start numbering them 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4. I think that's a cool artisty thing to do. And it also lets the person know that theirs isn't an absolute original. There's going to be some differences between theirs and the other ones, but they're all similar. And I will always keep one of the number 1 for myself. Put it in my ATC book. That's good on that end. Actually, can go over just a touch. And then what else did I have? I had the little piece of ribbon up top. This is going to be, you know, a left one, and these are both rights. So maybe I'll try to do, I think that other one might be a left one too. I'm using all the same elements. I think it's going to be a foursome. It might be 6. There might be more underneath that I'm not seeing. I have one of these little plastic totes from the Dollar Tree, or Dollarama, I think they are, that I put them in when I get them sort of prepped, ready to make. These have been sitting for at least a full week, maybe a little longer. Because I was making them and then I got interrupted and I couldn't finish, so I just set them aside. And I went and raided my charms and my jewelry to get these little dragonflies. And they were charms, so I took off the little loop for the charm and used my emery board to sand it smooth. So it's nice to have a three-dimensional metal element on there. I feel like it makes them a little more valuable. They're not really valuable anyway, but just they don't seem like they're just made with junk. Because this isn't junk journaling, this is more artistic, right? And I do have at least, no, I've got 3 more of them. 4 more of them, so that's a set of, I think it's a set of 8 that I have for that one, so that's good. And I have enough charms too, so let's finish those up. And I got some other ones in here. That goes with that, I think. And I should have a green leaf for there, yep. Okay, so that's good. Get these. I like once I've got it designed, it goes so much faster making the rest of them. The first one I might fiddle with for an hour. And then the next few, if I'm doing them basically the same, will only take me a few minutes each. Move that over a bit because that's underneath. So I liked having this green, which is a color that goes well with the background, behind the red leaf as almost like a shadow and just a coordinating color for the background. And of course I cut them in half because they're too big for the ATCs, and I like that look. I think where I first saw that design idea, oh, that's got 2. The first saw that design idea was on dragonfly art, digital dragonfly art, where they would have like half a dragonfly and then a clock or a pocket watch with a chain, or, you know, different steampunky kind of elements. And they just made it all work. I'm just gonna glue all these down and then go back and do the rest. Kind of mass make. I think when I made these before, I used the 3-in-1 glue, but I really don't like using it in quantity. Next summer, I might do some work with it out on the porch, but I don't like working with it indoors for very long. The acetone is starting to bug me. I need my acetone time to be when I'm doing my nails, not when I'm crafting. I have to endure it for that. But I use it for the dragonflies because they will stick on better with it. So I think I got 4 rights and 4 lefts. This one's a lot darker. This one I think is the one I antiqued. So that might be the one I keep for myself. Who knows? I can be a fickle pickle sometimes. But I do like it, the richness of it. The richness of the antiqued red. I'm going to see my sister-in-law Rose tomorrow after work, and she really likes red. And I know she likes fall, so I may take her one of these. I think she would like it. I always have liked to take something to Rose when I visit her, because first, when I first met her, being my boyfriend's sister, I just wanted to be her friend, so I always took her something. And I've always just been doing some sort of craft that I wanted someone to share it with, and I think that's how we became such good friends over the years. I've known her for 36 years now, I think. And aside from like my old school chums, as an adult, I think she's one of my best friends. Much more than a sister-in-law. We don't see her as much as we used to. She's got a new beau, and they're off doing different things. So they just got back from a vacation down east, so we want to go and hear all about that. Have a visit. These leaves are quite embossed, so the tacky glue has enough body. It's thick enough that it fills in that little space in behind the leaf where it's kind of puckered from being embossed. This one seems to have glued down quite well and dried up nice. Still has kind of a crinkly feel to it, like an actual leaf would have. I know some people would say, why don't you use real leaves? But the fact of the matter is they wouldn't last. They would fade and crumble eventually unless I treated them with glycerin or something, which I suppose if I had a chance to this fall and had a chance to gather some really nice colorful leaves, I could treat them with glycerin. I do have some. And I think that will keep them from drying out over time if you treat them with glycerin. If anyone knows, say so in the comments. Give me a little rundown of what you're supposed to do with the glycerin. I can look on YouTube and someone will have a video, but if one of my viewers has the answer, I would love to hear from you. It's always good to hear from someone that you know and trust and like. Okay, so then I will put the pom-pom trim along the bottom of each one, and I'm putting a fair bit of glue down for that as well, because I want it to kind of get embedded in that mesh part of the pom-pom trim. The pom-poms themselves, I want them loose, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them all up and then cut off the excess. There will be a little cutting on each one, I think. I purposely cut them just a little bit long. I don't know why. It's not like they're going to shrink or the card's going to stretch in the time between when I prep them and when I make them, but I tend to do that. Cut my trims just a little longer than they need to be so I can trim them. I guess that way I don't have to be so exact about putting them on, but I'm pretty good at lining things up anyway. I don't know why I do it, but who knows why we do the things we do, eh? Now here I used the cover of some crafts paper, and you can see part of the label there, but this will cover it up. So as I say, this'll do. And that's what I like about the junk journaling especially, but also this kind of art where you're using trims and packaging and paper bags and stamps and used things. It's like this'll do. And then it's a play on words because I do like thistles as well. And there's hubby turning off his mower. I hope he stays quiet when he comes in so I can finish. Get these last few pieces glued down. I think what I'm going to ask for Christmas is a flashing red light. So when he comes in, it's going on the island and he'll know that I'm filming and he won't start asking me a question or telling me a story right away. He does that quite a bit. One more piece of this. then just a few more elements to put on here. The little pieces of lace up at the top. And then the little pieces of fabric. And then the dragonflies. Oh, I'm missing one piece of lace because I used one there. So I'm going to have to see if I can find that lace again. Hopefully I have some. Sticky fingers. There we go. And I might be missing one of these too. Some interesting elements set aside down in the bottom here. Okay. Did I use it somewhere else, or is it sitting right in front of me? Oh, there's one. I just need the piece of gold lace now. My lace basket. Use a slightly different piece if I have to, but I would like it the same. There's a piece. Because I would just keep the one that was slightly different if I had to for myself. Yeah, I really like this design. Putting a fairly big, like a 1/4 inch dot of glue, and then just setting the dragonfly into it. Try to remember to keep it upside down. I've got a little string there that I don't really want permanently as part of the vignette. So those are kind of a matched set. Keep turning it right side up. that's enough of that stuff. I'll clean that cap before I stop crafting today. It's starting to get a little stringy. So there's a pack of, or a set of 8. And I'll probably keep that one that looks a little bit different. So those ones are already trimmed. That one doesn't really need trimmed. That one doesn't need much. So if you've made it to the end, even though you knew how they were going to turn out, then I thank you very much for watching. And I hope you have a happy fall leading up to Halloween. And still a lot of fall after that before we get into real wintry and Christmassy things. Probably do some Thanksgiving stuff after Halloween for the Americans. It's all over for us up here, but for the Americans, they still have it in November. So that's my fall y'all ATCs. Thanks for watching and have a great day.